Alright guys, long have we waited, now we debated or whatever you say, I have no idea. It's been a bit of a wild ride getting NaVi to play here because they're also playing Dream League Opens, which created some issues, but well, they made it to the finals there, but now they have this final to take care of first for the PGL CIS qualifiers. What happens after that? Well, I don't really care about it anymore because we're here. My name is DragonDrop, happy to bring in this series, finally, and also happy to still be joined by the one and only WackyNav and his trusty friend Foxy. Welcome back, guys.
Neff and Foxy, two BFFs. 9 more seasons, Neff and Foxy. NeffandFoxy.com. You know? No, you're Foxy now. Alright, let's talk NaVi.
Make my career.
No. Let's talk NaVi, man. Come on.
Alright, NaVi. So NaVi picks up Clockwork and Disruptor, two of their favorite heroes I've been playing all of this week. They've shown a lot of competence on these two heroes and a lot of proficiency. General has been playing absolutely phenomenally on the Clockwork. Also, it looks like the ticket issue has been fixed since earlier, so that's good. All of the players are going to be tagged up with their names. I know that there was a Reddit post about complaining about teams not being tagged up correctly, but that was because the tickets were broken. One, the tickets weren't out yet, and then two, the tickets were broken, so a little bit there. But going to Team Empire's opening, AA and Venomancer, this is like Neff. It's a kind of just cancer, just pure cancer, and you just feel bad and
misheard
all
you.
these spawns, just all of this. That's what Empire opened up with. So the Neff opening, Cancer Open.
5 seconds remaining.
I have no idea what you're talking about, my friend. I'm sure you just misspoke or mispronounced a bunch of different words. I'm not sure if English is your first language. I don't know. All I know is Team Empire picking up these very popular picks. Ancient Apparition and Venomancer are both very strong. Again, the pickup in Ancient Apparition denies the pickup of Necrophos on the side of NaVi, and that made NaVi choose to ban out Necrophos themselves because they don't want Empire to have it now that they have the counter in the form of Ancient Apparition. Venomancer, again, very flexible hero, can be played in a lot of roles. Extremely popular right now. We were talking about the success of both General and Roger on Clockwork these last couple of games. Do you want to go into that a little bit more for us?
Sure. I mean, the way that NaVi's been playing it is that they get a lot of map pressure. They play a lot off of the map, and they force the enemy team to group up, which allows their cores, especially Crystallize. He likes to take advantage, even though he plays these kind of more fighting kind of cores. It does allow him to get this little bit of space that those types of cores needs to get the farm needed, so that way they can come in and he can have a big impact. So they play very aggressive. They use the vision a lot with the rocket flare and just being able to set up a lot of kills. And of course, AA is very susceptible to these kind of Clockwork gangs, and so is Venomancer before he gets his Force Staff. So it's pretty strong against the heroes that Empire have so far. What do you think they're going to pick up here? Probably support, maybe? Yep, support with Admiral Kunkka. What do you think about Admiral Kunkka, Neff?
Kunkka mid. Kunkka mid. Yeah, man. I want to see it. DragonDrop, what do you think of Kunkka mid?
Well, what I want to see is a Kunkka and Ancient Apparition mid together.
Oh, alright, I didn't think of that.
That's something
I mean,
to think about.
Yeah, that's something we could have seen if Team Empire or NaVi drafting AA and Kunkka. We'd see Dendi mid on the Ancient Apparition again, and then Kunkka support. You know? Classic Dendi, Ancient Apparition with Shadowblade last time. That was a real treat to watch. That was against...
We'll be playing it this time, though, because AA is on the side of Team Empire.
I don't know. I think it should be interesting how this match goes, because they played against each other 2 days ago when me and you were casting together DragonDrop, isn't that right?
Yeah.
And NaVi managed to 2-0 them, but Empire nearly took that second game away from them. It ended up NaVi turning it around towards the end to manage.
A lot can happen in 2 days, and the Team Empire Twitter guy also tweeted earlier today, teams are playing bad versus NaVi, hopefully we won't make previous mistakes this time, so they're definitely resolute enough to try and turn things around and maybe even win this time around. Of course, there's a lot on the line, so they shouldn't lack for motivation.
Yeah, I'm worried that Team Empire here might pick up something like a Bloodseeker. The combination of fears that Team Empire has with the A not being able to heal, the Venomancer, of course, taking you down with all of his poison damage, and the Kunkka, if you get hit by that boat, not only does it protect you by 50% damage, it amplifies damage against the enemy team. So I can imagine that Team Empire picking up something like a Bloodseeker would be very dangerous for NaVi right now. Sure, they have some heroes that can maybe slow down a run at you kind of style, but if you get hit with any two of those three spells, you're gonna have a really kind of, as my Russian friend likes to say, Sonic, running around everywhere really fast and right-clicking you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna have a good time. Huh? Memes? You know?
There's
South
plenty of time
Park?
for memes later. Come on, dude.
Come on,
Memes
guys.
later.
Don't leave me hanging. I need people to think I'm cool.
That's
Mirana coming out though. We're probably gonna see a safe lane or mid Mirana, one of the two on the side of Empire. Roaming Mirana is like god awful. No offense to anybody who likes it. That's just how I feel about it.
Oh, way to
Okay.
make friends.
Oh,
Oh god, they get brood mothered. It's
Um,
not actually the worst anti-brood game already, though, isn't it? Mirana has like Starfall at least. Venomancer can deal with it quite nicely
but she
with
needs
Gale.
vision for the Starfall. It's
Yeah.
not the Venomancer does okay
10
against
seconds
Broodmother, at
remaining.
least against her Spiderlings. If you max the
5
if
seconds.
you
Max the
max
Gale,
the
yeah.
Venomous Gale, because it stops her and her Broodlings from being able to one phase, and then two, it does a massive amounts of magical damage that it will just tick them down and just kill them. So there are ways you can do it. Of course, you can try to lane up the Kunkka against the Broodmother if you want to do a core Kunkka, but I don't think that's something Team Empire wants to do. They still have one pick left, and I can imagine that they could set it up something like a
10 seconds remaining.
Bristleback or a Timbersaw. They can still fit something like that in their draft.
It's gonna have to be mid-hero because I believe earlier in one of their games in the Dream League qualifiers, NaVi actually also played the Brood Mother, and that was picked up by Dendy. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the same thing happen here. But so in that sense, there's still a couple of mid-heroes left that would have the AoE to deal with the Spiderlings and have enough burst to deal with the Brood Mother herself.
Mm-hmm. Team Empire bending up Lycan, of course, the howl into having 10,000 spiders that are plus what, 40? How much is it? 40, 50 damage? It's insane.
One thing I want to comment on that Team Empire could do here is they could pick up a puck, and that wouldn't be do.
Choose
Alchemists.
your hero.
That works.
That works a little bit. It's going to
That
take
works.
if you just stand in that acid spray, the spiders can kind of fall, and Broodmother is sort of a low HP hero to start off with, so she might not want to stand in that acid spray. Dendy, it looks like Dendy will be taking that Broodmother mid.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the edge, D-Drop? Let's start with you.
Well, the last pick Alchemist, there's always the chance of him eating quite a few of these extra Spiderlings extra. Like, I don't know if you've seen this one clip from NaVi, where like a bunch of spiders ran into him and gained an extra 1,000 gold. So if Dendy is not careful, similar thing might happen here, and just based on that alone, kinda want to give it to Empire. At the same time, it is a Brood Mother. Like, if it's played correctly, if it's played well, it can take over a game.
Yeah, what do you think? Who do you think has the edge here in the draft, Neff?
I'm pretty much being a Navi fanboy at this point. I've been taking Navi as a favor over most teams in this tournament, but I think Empire's draft is really solid this game. That last pick was a decent counter to Broodmother and a powerful pick in its own right. So, draft advantage, I would say Empire, but you're never quite sure what Navi's going to do or how they're going to play. They've been surprising us at every turn in the tournament.
Think about all the axe upgrades that Chappie can give out later. Veno axe, crazy amount of damage. AA axe, same thing. Mirana axe, good farming utility, and also more damage. And the Kunkka boat is probably the most interesting one, the most funny one to watch when the boat starts dragging people around. But anyway, game number 1 of this best of 3 series. We started a little bit late due to scheduling shenanigans, but we are finally here. The winner of these games will move on to the LAN finals of the PGL Minor.
Seconds to battle.
Decent prize of 300k.
Yeah, just
Prize
a
pool.
small little dollar amount, you know.
Yeah, well, when
So-
you want a TI, it's not that much money.
Yeah, it's a minor money boost, you know.
I love Valve for how they decide to do this, though. I absolutely love them. We have so much Dota. I mean, it's gotten us scheduling issues, and games are starting late because of it, but I still love the amount of Dota that we have.
I have a lot of
I'm
strong
just gonna be
opinions on
really
that, but
cheeky here.
that was not the time to talk about it, because Roger, well, he's up against 4 heroes. They go for the Chilling Touch first. Viposhka has the axe now to try and make this a little bit easier. Roger will be dragged back into the loving arms. Now the Gale will actually miss, and he has boots first, so he's actually pretty fast on his feet. Now the cogs will come out. He's even denying them, so they don't get the last hits. Come on.
Roger God.
Absolutely. He's doing it again. This time on a clockwork.
What a player. I love Roger. Yeah, man, he's really growing on me the more games that I get to catch with him in them. So we already see engagements happening at top.
Yeah, Ghost Stick is gonna get a little bit bursted down here. Ooh, the CF might actually... No, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine, but he's going to be burning through quite a lot of regens. A good thing that he started with 7 tangos, huh? And a self. How do you see this mid matchup going? Actually, bottom lane, they're going on general as well.
Oh, the arrow will actually
arrowed.
connect. There's the first blood. There you go. Vansko will take that. Well, that'll just happen. Short range arrow. Long enough though for the stun setup. It's something
Yeah,
that you
just staying
usually
a little
see
bit
with
there too
stone.
long.
Especially with Beastmaster, I mean, can't help but wondering that this Wild Axe's first points might have been a part of that, because otherwise you would have had that bow available. But as it stands right now, Roger coming in to try and help. Vansko will take a little bit of extra damage from these axes. And there's the bow, but I couldn't quite get it in. Roger, he's committing heavily here, but the arrow will hit him right on the tower. FN, Vansko's savior in this little skirmish.
Ah, man. Maybe he chose not to go boar first just because he's against 2 ranged heroes. And those boars are pretty weak level 1. Maybe like 2 hits and they're dead. So maybe that's why he opted not to go for it.
Yeah.
You know, it went just to secure some last hits. But 2 kills in the safe lane. Empire a little bit ahead.
Looks like Empire's Twitter guy may have been onto something when he realized, or with what he said, Empire clearly playing a lot better already in this game 1 than we saw in the first series. Their draft is super solid. And honestly, I think that they are doing everything they need to in this laning phase, and I guess Roger got a little bit overconfident with diving that AA, so things aren't turning very well in the safe lane. It's going to put Marana quite ahead.
You guys also think that it has an impact that NaVi has played like pretty much non-stop from when we casted them earlier, while Empire had a lot of time to rest in between?
Yeah, they might be feeling some fatigue, but otherwise, I mean, these players play for long periods of time. They practice for a while, so I think he'll be fine. I think Navi's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Still, it starts to weigh on you when you play so many games in a row. You just get mentally exhausted. There's so many things you need to think about in a Dota game. So I don't blame them with a couple performance issues. How many hours in a row have they been playing Drag and Drop?
Quite a few. We started at what, 15:30 today, which was 7 hours ago or something like that. 6.5.
I mean,
That was
they're
insane.
full-time. Yeah, they're full-time Dota players, but Jesus Christ, that is a lot of Dota.
Well, General might feel it again. Chilling Touch gives him that extra bit of damage, and yeah, another put down. Yeah, Marana says it. Another kill on his bottom lane on the portal offlaner.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I guess Dandy's doing well. Surprisingly here, not feeding too
Maybe
many
the last
spiderlings.
hits. I wonder though how many of those last hits for Alchemist have been spiderlings.
Probably not too many. I mean, look at his net distribution. He's made this little path to the side jungle, and this is where he's keeping most of the spiderlings. So they're farming the jungle while he himself is just farming the lane with a zero.
Yeah.
The right way to play it, I guess.
But Alchemist is starting to fall, or starting to pull up a little bit ahead. Already 600 ahead in the net worth.
That's just what you expect.
Yeah, I mean, you try to pick up this Broodmother to try to, you know, win the lane that she's in, especially that when she's in a mid lane matchup like this. But Chappie playing pretty well. getting the edge and not feeling any pressure at all, and he's about halfway to level 6. So the kill potential there in the mid lane for NaVi will be very, very low if that ultimate comes up. If and when that ultimate comes up.
Stick might be in trouble here in the side jungle. Roger's starting to run on him. He's also being kept track of, and the glimpse back into the cogs. I think a very low health for farming the jungle here, just gets run down.
Then they're already farming Ancients as well on the side of Dire. He did a cool little trick. He dodged the Prowler damage to force him to root one of the Spiderlings. Then he's clearly a Prowler fighting expert.
Well, General is the dying expert in this bottom lane. We'll get caught out again. 3 heroes around him. We're running away from this. X into the Cold Feet. Don't know if you actually talked about that in draft, but just one of these combos with the Ancient Apparition that makes it so freaking strong ever since they changed it to a 2-second stun duration.
Yeah, I actually thought that they would have done the combination for that for the First Blood when Roger was messing around with them, but now we see its potential here. I feel that, I mean, right now for General, he's kind of sad because Dendi is using his side jungle to farm, so General is not getting as much as he can in terms to catch up. Because usually Beastmasters will fall into their side jungle and catch up in that farm there, but when you have Dendi farming there, it doesn't, he can't catch up. Like there's nowhere to go. But now Dendi's allowing him to farm that side jungle there, and he'll take the left side Ancients.
Allowing him, huh?
I mean, when you're the mid player, you pretty much get to do whatever you want nowadays, right?
I don't know. Steerize, or my mid player, and me and Dragon Drop talked about this a couple times. The mid is a new off lane or something like that. Where
you talked about it a lot, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Miposhka doesn't actually quite find the Clockwork. Doesn't really want to go on him with the cogs. So Roger gets some extra space in this raid inside jungle to soak some of this experience. Happy even loses level 6, has to be careful not to drop too low to this. Miposhka now wrapping back around. Trying to look scary, but... well, actually kind of hard to catch this Clockwork right now with the Tranquil Boots completed.
Yeah, he's super speedy. But Choppy, he's actually rushing straight for the Radiance. He's not opting to go for the Armlet build at all. He's going to go straight to just clear out Spiderlings and Illusions.
Money, money, money.
Correct decision. Neff?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying money, money, money. That's all he really wants. He knows that forces Dendi's Spiderlings to move away. I think they lose their phase, and if he can chase them with detection, he's gonna be in a bad place. Like, then he can even sit his Spiderlings onto Chappie as long as he has Acid Spirit off cooldown. Like, you're not gonna kill him when he has a PMS and a Chemical Rage ready. Looks like this Moonlight Shadow was used defensively, though. I thought maybe the first time that would come out, we'd see a kill. But Mirana having the time of her life in the bottom lane. Like, so many kills, the Beastmaster can't get close. Now she's so out leveled, Beastmaster can't get close without anybody else. So she's
going on Roger here. Gale will actually connect, but it does have the cogs in a nice little choking position. Cold Feet will actually proc though. Miposhka on the side with a follow-up torrent. Also has the axe available here to drag back from the Angels if Roger would even be able to make it to try and deny himself. So finally they punish a small little Clockwork Goblin. Spoke to my own words there, but yeah, they finally punish him for just setting up shop on the radiant side of the map.
I think they've learned a lot since their first match with NaVi, and they're just not having Roger's roaming and space creation. They're killing him in every chance they get now. They've had enough of him.
Yeah, General's not getting the space that he usually gets. General actually is one of the more aggressive offlaners, and he's usually able to get a kill in the safe lane. But he's been kind of shut down here. So both Roger and General, they're two playmakers, not being able to play the game that they normally want to. This is probably gonna have to fall back onto Crystallize and Dendi to make the space.
But I'm a little bit surprised that Team Empire only have a 1k net worth advantage at this point in the game, considering they have an Alchemist. Alright, it's another dead Roger.
Yep, definitely looks like it, the combo. Once again, it strikes. Chappie's not getting the last hit on this one, but he only got a couple of other last hits here. If you look at his chart, almost 100. He'll go past 100 by the 10-minute mark, and if you switch net worth, yeah, he's sitting at 7k. He already has the relic, he already has the radiance.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
He's feeling pretty good here.
Gonna get Goner now, despite the Acid Spray dust. comes out, trying to turn us around. Miposhka with the tower will actually connect on the real spider, but they don't quite have the follow-up, of course, without the unstable concoction. Gappy just went full greed, but now he has the radiance, so these spiderlings, not long for the world. Look at this. Will they burn to death? Some of them.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 2 or 3 of those at least.
Yeah. I mean, if you keep chasing them, you get a couple, but you could put yourself in a pretty bad spot because you're walking up towards the line, so... As much gold he was getting, he had some self-control there.
Yeah.
I know in that situation, I just keep running for the money and then probably die.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, generally speaking, okay, there it is. Roger once again.
Out.
X back into Torn, the arrow will fly, I'll just miss here. Coldfeet will still proc, and Starfall will still get the kill. FN now also on the killing spree. Things aren't really going well for NaVi so far. I mean, like, they're giving up kills left, right, and center. They're letting an Alchemist free farm. What's their plan here?
I mean, I guess they want to try to wait until their heroes get their items. PL does take a little while to come online.
Roger, he's baiting this time. Snakeo's there on his side, but oh, never mind. They're not even trying to help. Roger just walks into death one more time.
Yeah, I mean, we see this kind of play out of Roger a lot, where he just fights into the enemies non-stop, and NaVi get to sort of do what they want around the map, but I don't think that's enough against this sort of lineup, especially when the Alchemist getting all the farm that he wants. He has his Radiance, going to excel and excel.
Yep.
Radiance armlet already up, so it's like, I mean, normally you see this combination, these two combination of items already at 11.5 minutes, but normally you will see this at like maybe 15 to 16 minutes in a normal item build. But so Chappie really rolling in that money there. And actually, I don't blame when I asked the question about is it the correct decision to go that Radiance first. I think it was, just because one, for the money and greediness, but two, he knows that the PL is not gonna. It's a slow ramp up hero. It doesn't come out too strong in the beginning, and he was already doing super well against Dendi, so that Radiance pickup very smart, and it's just rolling in that cash now.
Alright, mechanics question.
Yes.
If you kill PL illusions, do you also get extra money as the Alchemist?
Yes, you do.
Ooh.
I mean, the PL illusions already scale. I think it's no, they actually don't scale. They're always what,
always 5 golds. Yeah.
But yeah, the illusions do scale with the anything that you kill. If you include wards, plague wards, illusions, whatever have you, spiderlings, of course. That all goes into Grievel's Greed.
Right. Know that like the Undying zombies work as well.
Mm-hmm. There's one patch where you could farm, what was it, Dark Seer Wall illusion. Someone would just sit inside them, keep on getting the gold for them.
You can still do that.
Again, if you're an Alchemist, you get really.
Yeah, of course. I mean, especially now ever since the wall changed, so it didn't do damage anymore. Like I've seen clips of Sand Kings sitting there with 5 health points and Sandstorm, and just rolling in the money essentially, because the illusions would instantly pop.
I thought there was something that they would have patched out by now.
No, this is still very much a viable option.
Right,
well, I don't know how viable, but it's still in the game, so...
Extremely viable. That's so viable.
Well, top lane seems to be another point of action here.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect the Venomancer into the Static Storms. A fairly easy kill.
Maybe a second one.
Oh, to actually catch FN, they didn't actually have to use the glimpse, but now the bot coming in to try and help out FN. I'll clear through some of these illusions, but Crystallize still very much alive from King. All he has is the Feudal Blade, but it's not going to be enough to bring him down. There's Chappie, and don't think he got the money for that one. So gonna have to call you out on that, but or at least they keep the rest of their team alive. FN popping the shrine himself.
I guess I was wrong.
All right. Weird.
Well, can't be right every time.
Yep.
This is why we learn every day.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that would have been a really good kill for NaVi on that Mirana. Like, everything's been going the way of Empire so far in this game. The fact that they got the Venomancer out there was really important, but like, getting that Mirana too would have been a lot more significant, so Empire really didn't lose that much in that exchange, even though NaVi had to rotate all of their heroes for it. Well, everybody except for Dendi, I think, was there, right?
Yeah, but Dendi was taking the tier 1 bottom, so making space for his teammate, getting 2 important kills, alleviating the pressure on the map.
Gonna take the tier 2 as well here if this is not responded to. Still has a giant armor of spiderlings. Can tag the tower with his desolator, and yeah, I mean, you have talked a lot about Chappie's farm, but then he's no slouch either. He's been utilizing their jungle just as effectively.
Yeah, going back to what you said, earlier when NaVi was only 1k behind, and now just 2k behind. Just because it was the farming presence of Dendi. He was farming all of the side camps and the jungle and the ancients, keep them alive. As we see Seneko drop in the dire jungle to Maposhka.
Unlucky.
Yeah. So Dendi doing pretty well in keeping up in terms of net worth.
I mean, the Mask of Madness Desolator was a pretty good pickup. They're always going to need to commit to at least 2 heroes. Dendi probably. I don't think anybody other than just the Alchemist by himself is able to deal with Dendi. So with him down there, there's a constant threat of your tower being taken if you don't keep your eyes on him.
Well, if Anistar now throws down an arrow, wanted to get the catapult, but that figures out that there's some spiderlings in the way. So far, so good.
Looks like they might be trying to... Oh no, I was thinking that they were going to set up for a kill on Mirana, but looks like Mirana was a little bit too wise for that. She decided to leave. So Phantom Lancer and Seneko just kind of waiting around the jungle. These kind of rotations, if they fail to make anything, especially when you're bringing your hard carry down, are a little bit bad. Like, every time you spend time on a failed gank, it's like a huge advantage in the other team's pocket. It's essentially as much as getting a kill if you fail to get a kill. I know it sounds a little bit weird and there are better ways of wording that, but...
Well, gonna try again. Glimpse into Static Storm this time on Mirana. No help. But, well, at least they found the spiders with the boat combo. Got a bit of money there for the Kunkka. And Chappie, okay, he actually catches Snake. So that's another consolation prize. And oh, look at this, Danny isn't even out of the woods. In fact, he's indoors, quite literally.
In trees!
Thank you. Thank you for this insight.
Thanks, analyst.
Welcome. Glad I can be of service.
Like, I try and make subtle jokes, and then you have to just punch it on the nose.
Yeah.
Well, Vanscore's dead.
Alright.
That face.
Dendi doing even more work. I mean, he did like as well as he could have. He responded to this Alchemist mid lane pickup as well as he could. He might...
Other webs, they still had one more.
And he's gonna have to leave. There's a Kunkka coming with Dust, and X is a very scary thing, especially in this patch. It's like actually impossible to get away from Kunkka, depending on how he decides to use his X torrent, because there's a 1.6 second delay, 1.6 second stun time, 4-second downtime on X. Like, it actually is impossible to TP away from that if you play your cards right with it.
Yep.
I think it needs to be rescaled back down to 10 seconds, but that's just my opinion.
Well, as it stands right now, it is quite the nuisance, almost more than the Glimpse. Because Glimpse you're generally only using once in a team fight, like this. Glimpse leap out of the Static Storm though, Seneko a little bit too late with this one. Hookshot will still connect, but Ven gets his own ultimate off, the Dust is there, but Vanscore coming in to try and help to slow down Vanscore. Oh, Roger, dropping so low. Vanscore will end up giving up his own life, but, well, again, quite a bit general. Next on the list, what? Denied himself with his boar? Oh my god, it's happening again. Oh.
I love things like that. I think there was... God, it must have been a really long time ago. I think TI6, some of the players picking Broodmother denied themselves against the Queen of Pain with their own spiderlings, but denying yourself with a boar was a new one to me.
Yeah. So we can stun the boar. That was a lot of fun back in tier 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different time.
Stun the board.
Oh yeah.
Then
actually catch Andy with the axe. Ice Blast already connected. The boat. Torn actually mistimed.
Unlucky.
Not ideal. Happy's still chasing though, but well, won't really be able to catch up when the Broodmother's in the webs. Does send out the illusions forward.
He is now Naga Siren.
Pretty much.
It's kind of interesting how this build still works enough.
Actually going on him right now. It does not have his ultimate. Turns things around with a stun, but needs some more help. Another slow from the Diffusal Blade. The hookshot will connect as well. They find Chappie. without his ultimate, and they get the kill. The Ice Blast on 2 though of N. Now taken over. Some carrying, they'll catch the Nako, but, well, he'll slow him down inside the Static Storm. The Boschka being run down by Crystallize on the side. And that'll be that. Now, Phantom Lancer, well, continuing to fight. FN cannot withstand that. Ghost Stick pops his own ultimate, and that just spell the end of this. NaVi cannot continue with this effect taken away at them. No matter how low FN might be, he did get the TP back to base now.
Yeah, very good play by NaVi, but FN keeps on escaping these out of the skin of his teeth. So, he knows exactly how much he can go in. Pretty impressive play by him.
Yeah, well played there by NaVi. He's getting a huge goal swing. Crystallize got 700 gold out of that. General got 473, so Hero's getting a huge influx of net worth just by killing the Alchemist, who's 5,000 gold ahead, even after that death. One thing I did wanted to point out here is that General caught a Shadow Blade. What do you guys think about this pickup? Is maybe we're going to see some engagement? Oh.
Ownage. Best item in Dota, gives you 14 seconds of invincibility.
Invisibility means invincibility.
That should give you an indication of the bracket that NaV is operating in.
What? Hello? That item owns. You can bleed teams dry with it. It's just too good. Do you ever, like, you're playing solo support, like, somebody fourth picks a jungler and you're supporting by yourself, and suddenly the enemy team has 3 Shadow Blades, and you're trying to put wards and dust down everywhere, and then next thing you know, you're a Crystal Maiden with boots and most of your wand, but not a full wand at 40 minutes.
Well, Chappy, this is something more satisfying, just running down a few extra Spiderlings. Plus 28 on top of the, what, 15 gold or something that they give?
Yeah, making that money.
Only up to 18, almost 19k, so it's the sizable amount. The problem is that he's the only one who's up in that realm. Right, FN's kinda close, but still 2 and 4k ahead are NaVi's Phantom Lancer as well as the Broodmother respectively, so can this be a liability with all of this net worth concentrated on the Alchemist?
I mean, definitely for sure, just because if he goes down, it kind of falls apart for Team Empire. If and as we saw there in the jungle fight, if he's not, ooh, Dendi, is he okay?
I think they still know he's there. Now they find him if they had vision, but the sentry is just a little bit out of range. Oh no.
No, he's gonna go back into it.
Dendi probably scared for his life right now.
That's a TP out.
Dendi just got his BKB here. Now it's rush time.
Right.
They should be able to take this pretty quickly with the
oh yeah,
insatiable hunger and the Desolator, so, and of course the inner beast aura.
Ace boss comes in just as Roshan is finished. We'll clip a few heroes, but there's nothing they can do about that. Empire not in position or any sort of initiation.
Wait, look at this. NaVi now 1k net worth ahead of Dire Team. That's when you're considering Alchemist role-playing his Naga Siren with his Grievel's Greed and Manta Radiance. Always managed to pull ahead in the network.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been Chappie who's been able to go out and farm. FN has been kind of stifled since the laning phase and his ability to get out. And he hasn't picked up an item that helps him farm, like a Maelstrom, which is now he's going for, or even something like a Blink Dagger or an Aghanims or a Yasha even. He's opted to go for this Lincoln Sphere, maybe to stop from getting glimpsed, but more importantly from getting roared. So he just needs to catch up a little bit in terms of his farm. Maybe he's expecting to get an Aghanims from his Alchemist at some point this game. And looking at Chappie's farm, he's not too far off from that region. Just maybe a couple more Mystic Staffs to finish off this Octarine and Shiva's Guard. So we'll get that pretty quickly. But looking around the map, what do you think? Navi's going to do with this Aegis, Neff?
Well, they're going to start to be able to push towers pretty soon. I mean, Beastmaster can straight out buy his level 3 Necronomicon right now. They get used out of the Aegis. I don't think they're going to wait for Phantom Lancer building Scotty, but that's something that's happening. Alright, this is something they'll probably wait for. Dendi going for a Blink Dagger right now. Just 250 gold away from it. I mean, I don't see how... Okay, he's got the money for a Blink Dagger. He's going to buy it in the side shop. Interesting. I guess he can jump on the back lines and, like, kill the Kunkka the Marauder, or do
Oh,
that!
Oh, they're gonna kill Chappie right now. Doesn't have the ultimate going, but gets it off just in the nick of time. But still, so much damage. Danny just tearing through him. And now, well, the Phantom Lancer cleans through the supports. Another Fuel Blade charge used, and Vance goes 3 for nothing. Just like that. Phantom Lancer did get the ultimate off, I believe. Roger is slowly ticking to that, but should be fine. Yeah, it's already over, and that's not just a couple of dead heroes, but also dead here too, and maybe more. Buyback forced out. He doesn't have the money for it, but
Yeah, he does it, but he doesn't have his ultimate up for 20 seconds, and that's what allows him to fight. Because NaVi, he's gonna back up here and maybe just push the tier 2 mid.
the liability that we were talking about earlier, if Chappie dies like that, hey, Empire just cannot take a fight.
I think me and you were casting a game together ages ago. Was playing on Naga Siren. Deaths on that Naga Siren were just so significant. She died once or twice, the game was over.
Yep.
It's that sort of situation. He's carrying, like... God, he has like half the net worth on his team on just his hero. That's a lot.
That's the bad action. Actually,
So true, actually, yeah.
It's actually how it is. He's half the
just,
net worth of
just
his...
under half.
Yeah. But yeah, if you lose him, you lose any gold advantage you might have, and NaVi is up by 5k right now.
Yeah, it's like the classic Darkseer problem. If your Darkseer is #1 ahead of net worth, you have a problem. And of course, Alchemist is usually always going to be ahead of net worth, but when he's ahead by this much, it kind of hinders the rest of your team.
It's not so much that he has the money that's good, it's that the rest of Steam doesn't. And partly because, of course, he's taking up a lot of the space on the map, and they haven't been able to find too many big team fights or kills, or even towers. Only took 2 so far in this game.
Yeah, and they're actually just all sitting around him, like they're not farming. Even FN is not being allowed to farm here because they're so scared of NaVi's ability to jump on them. The Shadow Blade on General, of course, Roger playing on that Clockwork. Just being able to catch anybody out if they're alone.
Well, looks like they might want to go here. Dendy is X back. Happy forced to use the stun though on some Phantom Lancer legions. Slowly chipping away at the tier 2 mid. Empire would rather like to hold on to it, I assume. Oh wow, the arrow actually connects. Didn't get up there in time. They can throw an Ice Blast, and I think that's gonna be enough. It is. The Aegis is down. Just like that with the long range artillery now. Okay, great hookshot from Roger into Stack Storm. Onto 2 here. Trying to manage his way out of it, and Chappie will get to the side, but doesn't have his ultimate going. Vance goes down already, gets glimpsed back. He is slowed down by the Fusel Blade. 5 short stun here, and they do get the Broodmother, but at what cost? Crystallize will finish up Chappie, and now, well, FN strong enough to bring him down this time. Somehow he gets himself a triple kill. Maybe we are underestimating him a little bit. Now, they're looking for more Seneko. Another arrow could land it into him, could not dodge it. The actual there to ensure the ultra kill for FM. Well, he certainly got money now.
Yeah, he's caught up a little bit. Full maelstrom done. Oh man, that the fight right there, that came down just to straight vision there. They had the sentry here and the sentry in the mid lane here, but they just missed this tiny little area where they were not able to see Chappie, and then he was just able to extend that fight just by a tiny bit and force NaVi to dive in. But man, the outright damage from the Kunkka Bode and the Venom ulti and the AA Blast. Well, the AA Blast was not up in that fight, but because it's used earlier to take out Denny. But yeah, just like it's very difficult when to fight in when all your heroes get hit by those spells.
I don't know how Alchemist got out of that. I mean, he was inside the cogs as well as the Static Storm. I think he meted out of one, and then the Kinetic Field just ended or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was able to get out just a tad bit and get his ultimate also. That's what allowed him to live a little bit longer.
Torrent. We should connect there on the Beastmaster. The dust, not so much.
Invincibility Blade.
What do you think about this? General is actually not going to go for the Necro books. He's actually going to go for a Hex. He just wants to go for full lockdown.
I mean, it makes sense given that, again, half the network team on the Alchemist. I guess it's evened out a little bit after that play on FN. That was almost disastrous for Empire. Just like really well played by them for being able to keep Chappie alive, or Chappie staying alive in that. Because if he went down just a little bit earlier, I think that like they could have pushed high ground there.
Yep. Next
Yeah, it
time you
would've
should
been
have
very
his you should have Zoctarine core as well. Not too far away from the Mystic Staff. Does not bite anyway, so it's gonna be hard to do harder to finish off. Not only because of the life steal, but also because it puts the chemical rage in a very manageable downtime range.
Mm-hmm. Think so. All right, what's the next?
Ouch. Well,
Right, didn't even get the Phantom Lancer illusions though.
well, they're fairly tanky at this point. Crystallize. It does a lot of damage actually, with or without DD rune. 211.
I'm a little surprised that Crystallize opted not to go for the heart here. I mean, I know yes they have an AA on the other side, but I feel that that item is pretty standard after your Diffusal Blade Manta pickup. At mid lane, they're going to be looking for a kill here. Not finding anyone.
Alright. It's actually going to be a pretty short Roche, just 10-minute respawn time. So you think NaVi wait for that for their next push? Like, they seem to have control of this game, like, constantly on the side of the map of Empire.
Yep. Getting rid of the vision here, they might want to plop some down of their own. You have a Sentry and Snako for the time being. Various busy delivering the Skadi here to crystallize. And Empire, yeah, they figure, alright, Roche time might be soon, so let's try and take a fight ourselves. Snako gets X back. This should be a fairly quick one. A little bit of a burst into a glimpse back on Chappie. Into Dendy here, they see him, pops a PKB. Ghost Stick does, puts the poison effect on top of him, but they're gonna need some extra physical damage. Dropping him down right now, is starting to fight, but, well, the stun just as the BKB ends. Oh, what's it called? The Insatiable Hunger. Can't help you when you're dead. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Roar comes out. Ancient Apparition. Starting that initial fight in mid. They do repel this push. They can perhaps set up for Roshan now.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, that was a really good play by General. Like, that fight had gone really poorly for them. And his reaction to that, or while that fight was going poorly, he forced them all to go bottom instead of taking the Roche. Like, they were all right beside the pit, but they weren't enough by themselves to stop General's push. He even managed to take out more than half Tier 3's tower. Well played by him.
Yep. Base Gaming, they're gonna lose Snako again though. Glimmercape keeping him alive momentarily, but it's only 5 seconds of invincibility, it's not long enough. We'll track him down. With him down for 45 seconds here, Broodmother's still down for the count for 30.
Yeah.
Should be able to finish up. Finishes up now, definitely.
I mean, we saw what was it, General did last game on Roshan. We might see that again right now at Roger. He's waiting for it.
Oh, little rage being used on the PGL illusions. They're doing chip damage here and there. They're setting themselves up around the pit in Empire. They won't have any of it. Want to be safer if they go for this. They abandon the attempt.
I mean, there's that thread of clockwork just hookshotting in, and I think they're well aware of it. The flare came in, they saw the angle the flare came in.
Yep.
So they thought, okay, that's not worth it. We saw what you did to, what was it, Vega Squadron, just the other game. We're not going to let you do that to us.
A different player on the clock, but still.
Yeah, but, you know, he was in position to do the exact same thing. So that's okay. I'm going to do what General did. Here I go,
They didn't have
boys.
vision in that area either. Roger very well positioned in that time, but we're going to see a smoke up from NaVi. They're going to be
smoke
coming
from
in
Empire
without
won't be
vision,
good
but they
fall.
do see Chappie.
But yeah, they're jumping him. Hookshot to start with. Static Storm to follow. Actually gets pushed out of it. Glimpsed right back in. Manta starts it off, and Static Storm about to end. Does get his ultimate off. The Ice Blast comes through, but they're gonna have enough damage. Maybe, maybe not. Ghost Stick. Enough time for him to follow up with his own ultimate. Crystallize. We'll take out that as well as the Ice Blast. Then the same story for him. So this crazy combo between the Veno and the Ancient Apparition paying dividends. Getting quite a few heroes in general, even forced to deny one of his own buddies. Clockwork also falling at his hands, and this is the opening, with or without Chappie. We'll be able to find Roshan.
Yep, no way they stop it this time. No Clockwork, no carry, no mid, like... Wow. I mean, they need to kill that Alchemist faster. One thing I just wanted to talk about as I was trailing off the middle of what I was just saying.
Yeah.
The fact that he stays alive for so long is the reason why NaVi are losing these team fights at this point. They need more damage. Like, hopefully Phantom Lancer gets his butterfly, he's gonna have enough. He's 6 slotted at this point, so he doesn't get much tankier than he currently is. Maybe he replaces the armlet with like
yeah.
a heart or a assault cuirass, but Christ, he just doesn't go down.
No, he doesn't, and now he's going to be working towards his first Agatham Scepter. Who do you think gets it? I think that maybe the Veno? And not the Ven, I mean the AA? Maybe the AA?
Ancient Apparition, I would say.
It has the best utility here.
It puts it
FN
up
is
from
already farmed.
9 or 10 seconds at max level to 17 seconds flat. It's just such a huge upgrade. 17 seconds is an eternity in Dota time.
And it works so well with the Venomancer dots, like not being able to regen any HP while you're ticking down from both of those spells. Most people just die. I mean, the Beastmaster General over here, he had to deny Roger on the Clockwork because like they were well away from the fight. So pair that with an AA ult, gonna go down even quicker.
Do you think there's a chance to deny? You just shatter?
Yep.
Well, you can deny shatters. I mean, we saw that come out from Oracle the other day. Remember Dragon Drop? Oracle used the heal on his ally to kill his ally under Ancient Apparition ultimate.
I can't quite recall that, but it sounds amazing.
Definitely happened though, since you can't drop below 1 HP from Oracle ult, but you can bring somebody below 10% kill threshold is. So nuking them down with that will actually deny them when they're under the Ancient Apparition ult. Hashtag netfacts.
Yeah. Yeah, because the kill is awarded to the person who puts the guy over the threshold.
Yep.
So yeah, that would make sense. Lag spikes. I hate lag spikes. I heard hashtag netfacts and that was about it.
I heard hashtag nefhacks.
Nefhacks? Yeah.
Yeah, is he hacking the game?
No.
That's how I win my games.
That's how we solve Dota.
Back
By
ban.
hacking it.
Yeah.
Back ban.
Well, Empire get tier 2 bottom. How far will they go now with this HSN cheese in hand?
However far NaVi will lift them. I mean,
Yeah, General is pushing top though, but they're already responding back, playing it safe.
Yeah.
Because I heard somebody eat a cheese.
Really?
Huh.
It was Chappie?
I've been a misclick. Also extremely well played, so I do have to assume this was used ironically. Yeah, there's no more cheese in Navi's inventory. Or Empire's for that matter.
Yeah,
Empire saying, I don't even need cheese.
General, he's invis together with Dandy. FN sitting on the side, the roar will come out after Lincoln Sphere is triggered, so that's a quick Aegis steal. Chappie already made the track back though, Dandy with BKB will keep him safe. Chappie dodging his own stun, well played indeed, sir. General, he's in this too.
Invincibility.
Also holding him General, yeah.
It's the best
He
item
died
in the
there.
game.
If he died there, it would have been disastrous. And meanwhile, speaking of dying, Roger, he should be the sacrificial lamb for Navi. And he is. FN with a godlike spree.
Yeah, they actually even use Venom ulti to kill that Clockwork. But
Better
they're
safe
coming
than
up high
sorry.
ground. Without this Clockwork, I'm not sure how they can repel this push, but they will opt for the split pushing strategy instead.
On bottom, Crystallize working away at it. TP back from 2 heroes already. And Empire, yeah, they just don't want to be split pushed. They don't want to be cheesed. That's why they ate the cheese. They don't want it.
No cheese. Get this cheese out of my Dota.
Both teams are just playing so well this game, though. This series really has been a pleasure to cast.
Oh yeah, it's only game 1. But it's definitely worthy of being the grand finals of the close qualifiers here.
Sorry, I said series. What I meant to say was the close
Game.
qualifiers for CIS region. Been a pleasure to cast.
Alright.
Seen really interesting things.
Oh god, the raw onto Chappie. They're gonna try this again. Ice Blast comes through though, hits on 2. BKB from Crystallize will protect him for the time being. Static Storm, they're trying everything, but Alchemist is still very much alive. Roger, not so much. Let's get the cogs off, pushes back a couple of people. Venskor into the loving arms of the Phantom Lancers. So it'll be a 2-for-1 trade for the time being. Chappie, you gotta run, you gotta hide. Pop your armor, there it is. With control into Crystallize, they need someone else to do the damage. Ghostegg is doing that to Snake at the very least. Where the hell is FN at? He's there, leaping forward. Trying to find Crystallized. Chappie will TP the shrine. Gets a stun off with the vision from the Shivas. Now doppelganger to the low ground. Crystallized. Still in a lot of trouble here. Triple arrow.
Oh.
They get one of the illusions as he meant to start it off. He dodges that one with another doppelganger. He's trying his best, but ultimately FN will be the one to end his reign. Beyond godlike streak on this guy. Holy hell. 14-1 and 8. We've been talking a lot about Chappie, but he's been more of the bullet sponge in this game. And FN, he's been the sniper.
Yeah, he's able to catch up. Once he got that Maelstrom, and then into the Mjolnir, his farm potential, his farming speed hasn't just increased by so much. Also, it does help to win almost every single fight. When you're just don't get focused, you're able just to rack in that damage.
Yeah, but Chappie, just impossible to take down, like, in combination, all that HP and armor with the boat buff in that team fight. Then he's healing up because of the Radiance and Chemical Rage. He's just too hard to take down, but NaVi keep trying. I mean, he has to die for them to be able to break high ground and push against the enemy team, but they can't do it. How do they do it? Like, with the boat buff on them.
Boat buff, Glimmer Caves.
It's just impossible at this point. They don't have the damage to pull through. I mean, they have the lockdown, but the damage just isn't there.
Axe back on Roger. Turn it to another kill. The arrow, one of them will connect. But Roger will be forced back into his friends. That's all space created. Chappie sitting in front. Taking it on tier 3. They can easily fall back now if they want to and just go for shrines.
I think that's exactly what they decide to do.
God comes back, will not turn into anything, and yeah. As they said, they don't want to repeat mistakes that they've done previous games against NaVi, so they're just following the playbook. Get shrines, wait for next Roshan, which may respawn in 35 seconds.
Yep. Vanskor did receive the first Agonist buff, so looks like we were right there. Pat on our backs for us.
Dragon was right. Hashtag play-by-play analysis.
Analysts were left. Play-by-play was right.
Analyst for what?
Yeah. What's our purpose here? I mean, he's going to have another egg interceptor out pretty quickly, but at this point I think he saves for buyback. He's impossible to take down once. They don't take him down twice, that's for sure. Like, you just need way more damage on your Phantom Lance and whatnot. It's too difficult to get that damage these days as well on a PL. Like in the past, Abyssal Blade with plus 100 item. Now I guess like consolation prize is MKB. He's thinking about going Butterfly, but I think decided to take like.
They stuns themselves now. General follow up with the raw, but they're too scared. The arrow flies in. Empire coming in to try and punish them. So Nako will just swat it down.
It's a gem on the Venomancer.
Yep.
Ghost Stick seen it all.
Ever recover NaVi's gem, or do you still have it? Look like it. There's an extra gem in Empire Space. But yeah, Chappie looking for more crystallized. Well, you can dodge that. It'll be fine, but well, General can't dodge it. What? All right, then. He X'd me Poshka, so he couldn't X him back into the boat.
Yeah.
Good play.
I wonder if there's a little bit of lag happening here. Second or third time I've seen Poshka miss his abilities there.
Maybe some delay that he's not used to or something like that.
Yeah, there might be some delay.
Should be normal Lux servers. They've all been playing
the guys like. I'd more likely put it up to lag than misplays. Matroshka has been shown.
He got hacked, so he couldn't. He literally couldn't press a button. So.
No, but I mean in like the earlier things and whatnot.
Yeah.
We missed a few X torrents, but maybe Roger can get it.
He tried it.
Get it.
just slightly off the mark with the timing now. It's actually hiding up there, but it will be found out. Ghost Stick sees him there. Does have another 4-star, but only in 5 seconds. Trying to TP out. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, Roger's no general. I think we've determined that much. Kappa face.
Oh, come on. Very good clockwork in his own right.
Yeah.
No Kappa. Or whatever they say on the Twitch television.
That is true. I mean, Roger has been in an amazing 4 position throughout every game that we've seen NaVi play. And, well, general, looking to try and roll somebody up, but can't quite even kill the Kunkka. Soneko drops a Static Storm, and, well, then he comes in to try and help with that kill.
Huge damage on Dendi. Like, that Desolator just chunked him down from like 25% HP onto nothing. And he is all that minus. Yeah. I mean, he's ready to take high ground as soon as he gets the chance or the enemies look away. They've almost, this tower, tier 3, is almost dead, and NaVi can get shrines themselves. Denny's not going to have much trouble doing that, I imagine. Phantom Lancer just has to wait around a couple seconds. I think he's going to throw his Manta Illusions out to take that tier 3. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to try and do. We'll see if, probably going to gale them though, stop them coming through. Come on, do it. Let me be right. Yeah.
There it is. Phantom Lance Illusions on a secret mission.
Yeah, but you can see Dendi is setting up his spider webs here by their extension.
That
and
is.
here comes the children.
2 damage done.
19 HP.
Hashtag worth.
21.
Hashtag worth.
Dendi wearing them down. Yeah, but even with this, all these advantages starting to come out from the side of Empire, NaVi is still constantly making the fight stay on Empire's side of the map. Empire's fighting by their rules most of the time. I mean, there was that one fight where they managed to take Aegis, push through mid lane, take that Rax, and start to take shrines. They still have one shrine up because Empire just can't find a window to head through and head on their side of the map. And NaVi's going to take shrines on their own once this tower goes down another 19 HP, and they establish even more map control. So they're staying in this, even though net worth advantage is hugely swinging in the favor of Empire. But I don't know, like Empire's overall, like, I don't know how I say it, like with all the Aghanim scepters going to go out inside of Empire as Alchemist gets more and more net worth. That's going to be a huge problem for NaVi. Just have more inventory slots than the other team.
Yep. Has he given out another axe yet? Doesn't look like it. No, it's still just the one on the Ancient Apparition. He did opt for the Mjolnir, placing that armlet, so it's... At some point you can almost 6-slot the Radiance if you really want to. You can still upgrade the Boots of Travel and obviously get your moonshots for everybody.
Yeah, and they chunked away at the top tier 3 again, lost a couple hundred just from General giving it a couple taps. All of his ores and his Necro Book and the huge mess of has, and Alchemist can't go and fight him by himself and catch him out, and Timarana is going to need to buy dust to catch him by himself. Shadowblade, literally the ultimate item in Dota 2.
Well, FN gonna take care of this lane for a little bit. Meanwhile, the rest of his team down bottom, including Chappie here leading to charge on this front. If you had to really break a Rax, and well, as you guys said, it's getting very hard with the way NaVi is able to control the lanes and keep them pushed out.
Might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Maybe slow down. One of the arrows will connect here to drop every spell that they have. The Torrent will connect. That's just a very easy kill. They also get the action, Soneko. No running away from Miposhka. And the last couple of right clicks from FN will get himself another kill. Beyond godlike for the longest time. Still 16-1.
Nope,
Absolute
buyback
monster.
on Disruptor. Oh,
X plays
Yeah,
here
he just picked
on
up
Chappie.
that So he's not going to have buyback, but bottom lane, the rat is coming.
Then he's down bottom. And Beastmaster up top. Ghostwing made his way back here. They did the X play on Chappie. He was trying to push out a top lane enough, but it's not going to happen. He's going to lose 2 of their towers at the same time on the entire side. Chappie's punching away on some racks of their own. They get this one. Crystallize back in the frame. Dealing with losing. Dog shot will actually connect on the Alchemist. And that was an X back, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. Got X back all the way to the bottom lane. That is again Chappie with another TP. We'll take care of this problem. Did lose the range tracks up top.
They're about to
take
lose
a
a
full
range track to a catapult, though.
Yeah, like take a full set down bottom, so super annoying for Empire to deal with, but they come out ahead. Still kind of crazy that's NaVi able to do that from an 18k deficit.
Yeah, I mean, well played by them. Like, NaVi is showing themselves to be really, really strong team in this tournament so far. And this far behind, you said, impressive.
Yeah, they're doing a good job playing the map. It's something they normally do very well. They, pressuring your enemies. In this case, instead of they're not pressuring their enemies in terms of kills, but they're doing it in terms of building damage, and they're chipping away slowly. But of course, the farm is only going to come in for Marana. She just pick up the NKB, so the damage is real. So they can easily just take these buildings very quickly.
Pause coming out. Not quite sure what that was. Back to the game. Alright, I think, again, it's too hard for them to push. I think next Roche is going to decide a lot whenever it comes out.
I think NaVi doesn't care. Empire has kind of set themselves up in this position where they're already a racks up. So they think, like, okay, now we're in the position that if we lose, we can trade our racks for racks because we will always be in racks up anyway.
We're gonna go mid now. So far, the lanes are looking decent. Only the spiderlings, only I say, and a bunch of range creeps and whatnot. And now the Beastmaster's actually TPing onto a ball, so that bottom lane will be pressured. Meanwhile, though, Empire will be uncontested in their mid racks attempt. Can't even get top racks now because there's still a tier 2 standing, so they'll have the ability to TP back home. Unless it's being cancelled here. They're on a hunt. Roger will find the Alchemist, so they're gonna be forced to fight here. The arrows fly, will not catch anybody. So far so good. Glimpse back into a couple of spells here. He's muted. This was a static storm from Axe with Snakeo. That'll be enough to bring Chappie down. FNzo still in the middle of that. Has to fight against two heroes. Buyback into the TP and Van leaps away to stay alive. The roar, I didn't know where that came out. Losing another hero? I don't know. Anyway, General gonna be run down. Triple kill for FN, who's still alive. Gonna go for the axe play to bring him right back. Just a quick heal inside the fountain. Then regroup for the top lane.
Yeah, super active that XT saving you tons of time. But it looks like they decided not to push after all. They were fine with just that buyback coming out from the Master. Playing it slow, not taking any risks. NaVi.
Well,
they got the rack.
Yeah, they saw that. One, yeah, as you said, they played safe, and two, they saw General activate his refresh orb. So, in case something did go awry, he would have another roar available to him.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, they took the racks. NaVi really didn't get much out of that. I mean, they forced the buyback from Alchemist, but odds are you're not going to take him down in the next couple of minutes. And even if you do, it's too difficult to fight against the enemy team. And by then, he's going to have, like, Mortal, I imagine. Catching him out once there was pretty difficult in its own right. It was a really good pick off by Roger to get that hook shot off, but I'm not sure it's enough. Just need too many things now, and they can push through any lane and take top after they take top T2.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually going to TP back here. A little surprised.
Nice being pressured middle lane as well. Rest of them backing up. Arrows will fly to cover the retreat.
Andrew's trying to find someone.
General's actually also sticking around. Finds the Hex here with a Arc Vision, Ancient Apparition. Full event score. Should end up falling death to Dustin Roger. And that'll be that. Whatever they can get at this point. FN. Oh wow, he actually stuck around. I don't think NaVi expected that. He just snipes off. The Beastmaster still had the Ancient Apparition effect on him. Frostbite, it's called. Confusingly enough.
Dead without buyback too.
Yeah. There's an opening for them to get Roche and go high ground again.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, now would, if they had a chance, maybe now would be. Just because the A is down, like, lack a way to have large amounts of team fight in that Roche pit. That being said, they still have the boat available, and Venomous. The Venomancer's poison Nova, so Navi has to respect that.
Yep. Lushun being filmed by Chappie.
One of them dying to... Oh no, I thought one of them died to... I'm wrong though. Thought it got the attack off back after spell or something like that, but case. But Navi are probably going to need a miracle now to be able to survive the like 27k gold advantage that Empire has, all these Raxes that Empire has, and Aegis and Cheese now. I'm not sure they're going to be able to defend this one.
Yeah, I don't see how Crystallized stays in these fights anymore. They have 1 Mjolnir, 2 Mjolnir, 3 Mjolnirs on the side of Team Empire, so being able to proc lightnings and kill those illusions is pretty simple business for Empire.
Grouping up top now, Dandy looking to try and clear out some of these supports in the backline. Svenskor is in a bit of trouble. The arrow will only connect on the creep. Meanwhile, a bit further ahead, Roger will try and control up Ben. Ghostic isolated on the other side of the Cox. Even actually started Crystallized, throwing out a couple of nukes. The Moonlight Shadow not protecting him, so that's that Ghostic. But NaVi lost another hero, Roger. Fell in exchange, and Venomancer bites back. Ghostic and Empire. They want to end this right here, right now. Dandy doing his best to interrupt them, to be a nuisance, but Empire and close enough of formation that you cannot actually kill off anybody.
And they don't really have the option of trying to split push them anymore because they only have 1 Rax left. Any trades they try and make just aren't worth it if the enemies can get mega creeps off of it.
Chappie again leading the charge. If they can somehow kill him, he does not have buyback to come back. Landless Ghostic, but it's a tall order, especially without your Clockwork. Dandy on the front here, gets axed back. Perhaps into stun, pops a BKB to prevent that stun. 4-staff. Actually, whoa, Chappie. Gotta be careful, he is muted. He's walking inside the Static Storm, but well, he's still healing. He's still very much alive. Dandy, not so much. Buying back to fix that. They pop the glyph, they pop everything they have. Just to repel Empire one more time. New creep is coming in. Chappie will have to heal up. Maybe they can do some more TP plays with the axe. Bring him back to base for a moment or two. Of course, he does have his ultimate as well. Pushka's just doing it for himself.
Yeah.
That is
IDC, Kanka.
Chappie back in front lines to tier 3. Will fall eventually here, but before that, he gets hexed, he gets hooked. Trying to interrupt here. Just trying to buy time for what? Anything. Something. As you guys said, they need a miracle at this point.
That was Roar. Used on the Lincoln Sphere, so that's one more tool they don't have. I mean, he has the refresher, but
yeah.
there's less and less to stop Empire from closing this game out with every second. Again, I think this is over for NaVi.
Every second, every point of damage to the Rax. And that is, General comes in. Just now have another Orcus live with the BKB. They get the instant apparition, bites back. Can throw out another Ice Blast across the map right now if he wants to, I believe. Crystallized still fighting here, and Chappie gets forced up back, has some time to heal up. They do bring down Danny though. Chappie still very much alive. He just does not go down. They're done with this game. They are so done with this game. They got Dandy now. All they need is Crystallized. Still alive and kicking in the back of the fight, but he cannot really go in. He cannot find the damage. They trigger the Aegis finally, but at what cost? The Naked Eye spies back. It's the Phantom Lancer's turn. Well, it's just... GG is called.
Yeah, everybody buying back. Yeah, GG.
Everything they have is just not good enough against Team Empire. NaVi, they're back to the fountain as the Ancient explodes.
Empire finally managing to close out a game against NaVi in this tournament. I think they're the first ones to do it.
Yeah, so far NaVi have been pretty dominant in terms of 2-0ing all of their opponents. So really good showing for Empire to be able to take their first, tacking the first loss for NaVi.
Just playing super well against everything NaVi was doing. Again, from the start, it looks like they responded to all of Roger's rotations really well. I guess they've been looking over a lot of the games that NaVi's been playing, and just amazing gameplay by Empire this time.
Yeah. Solid draft, solid execution, and showing us once again that Brute Mother, well, if it's not last pick, then it can be counted out, and it was this game. Dandy didn't feel like he had much of an impact beyond the occasional support kill in the backlines and just the split push that he shared with General. Maybe they need G-Arena back. Who knows?
Maybe we'll see Dendy kicked and G-Arena back in the game. Who knows?
Alright, with that we're going to take a short break, but we will be back for game number 2 between the Team Empire and NaVi. Just a quick reminder guys, the winner of this one will go to a minor. We'll be back.